factor that does kind of weigh on what strategy you want to go for, and a little bit of a grudge match.
Yeah, I certainly feel like FlyQuest, very emotional team they were last season. Let's see if they can carry that into the Civil War for game number 1. LeBlanc and Kled banned away by Fly, who are on the blue side here, and there's Zach banned by C9, so everyone's favorite red side jungler almost always getting taken away.
Surprise, surprise. Will Elise come through as well is the next question, though. Contracts has been very versatile in his jungle picks, so I don't expect FlyQuest to drop that ban, but maybe Cloud9 would. Thing is, all these guys have very big pools. Interesting Blitzcrank ban here. Maybe we'll see the first pick Thresh for FlyQuest if he does get through.
Well, we'll see, because Blitzcrank has been receiving more and more respect on the ban list, actually, so kind of fun to see that. Galio banned by C9 is another continuation of their general strategies. I feel like they can probably play Galio, but maybe a nod to the power of the champion. Same with Caitlyn, as they're going to ban that one away, and does leave Kennen open for balls.
All right, so FlyQuest typically have not had success with split pushing strategies. With balls on a solo 1v1 split push champion, they just haven't done a great job at coordinating with it and kind of sticking to the plan. Not a great win rate with any sort of split push champion, but they continue to go for it, and I'm very curious to see what will be different for them this time around. Kennen definitely is a monster, or can be a monster if you get him to that point in the 1 versus 1. He does like to stay isolated, though, and a lot of the teams that we do see fail with the Kennen compositions are the ones that early on have to break their strategy and have to bring the Kennen, get behind early, and then they are kind of forced into these team fights over objectives and things.
Yeah, it might be tougher with the pressure of Elise as well. That's the first pick for C9, and then they go with Xayah, so maybe asking FlyQuest to leave Rakan open. We'll see if they want to take that one away, but the value of the pick with that Xayah feels pretty low. Instead, they'll start things off at least with Gragas, which looks like a jungler given that we've already got Kennen for balls, but there is some flexibility for both those champions.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely worthwhile mentioning the flexibility, since Hai was one of the premier, mid lane Kennen players. I don't think that it will show up, but it's always fun, talking back at the, the history of these guys and the flexibility that we have seen. Meanwhile, Cloud9, they've pulled out the Xayah plus Rakan combo many, many times. I do like the FlyQuest kind of preemptive Xayah pick here, though, because that harassment is pretty brutal to deal with if you go Xayah Rakan lane. It's not a great, 2 versus 2 lane, and would be fairly difficult to deal with.
Instead, they actually go for Jarvan, which is always fun to see with Ray on the bench. Of course, it has risen as a champion that almost every top laner has been getting good mileage out of, so I assume that's where that's going for impact. But Let's see what Cloud9 want to do for their next 2 bans now, as Renekton starts it off, protecting that last pick they made for top.
Yeah, definitely expect that ban coming through as soon as you see a last of the first round picks come through with Jarvan. Renekton is definitely one of the champions that can bully him. Strong lane phase there, so I like saving the Jarvan pick till the end here, just to make sure, because you talked about the possible flexibility of Gragas. You could move the Kennen down to 80 carry or something like that. Definitely have to always keep that in mind, so that's why that ban comes through, even though we're assuming it will be the Kennen versus Jarvan.
Thresh banned by FlyQuest, so continuing to take supports with one already picked for Lemon Nation. Cloud9 probably lining up another top lane ban here, but we'll see exactly what they are selecting, and it is Lucian, so a mid laner most of the time, but of course can be flexible in bottom and top lane.
Yeah, and as we said, Hyde did already show the Lucian yesterday, so they don't want to let them grab that again. It was in combination with the Ivern, and I think that's really where the pick is strongest, because you get so many extra buffs. Not going to be the case this time around, though, and we shall see. Does the Rakan even come through? Because I feel like FlyQuest are happy to play into it and happy to try and bully that lane. It's not going to be the case, though. They do take it off the board and won't leave that option even open. Smoothie was one of the earliest, along with Aphromoo, to jump on that playmaking support, so they don't want to give that type of power over.
Well, it would have gone really well with the Orianna they might have wanted to take, but with it banned away, they'll take Syndra instead. Hai has played so much Ori on the other side, and Jen said Syndra is one of the best, if not the best, in the league. So he should be happy with the blind pick here. And kind of see how Cloud9 have navigated the back end of this draft. FlyQuest, though, need to make a few more choices and could be seeing a spicy one.
It's kind of a dare here. The early Syndra pick from Jensen, seeing if Hai will actually go with the Assassins. That's kind of the call out that Hyde played on social media. he talked about before, where I'll play an assassin if you play an assassin, and Hai locked in his assassin first, but Jensen never did. Not going to be the case, though. The control mages still come through. Orianna again for Hai, by far his most played.
Going to get paired with Rengar as well for Moon, one of his better junglers, so we'll see if that combination can reap any rewards for FlyQuest.
So it will be the AD carry Kennen, and that possible flex does end up coming through. Gragas will be shifted up to topside into the Jarvan.
Well, kind of fun stuff there for FlyQuest. Got a decent amount of power everywhere else, and Bard being the last pick for C9 kind of fits the mode of their comp was already going for. Sure, Rakan's banned, but plenty of playmaking supports to choose from, so I like what C9 are doing with their comp. For FlyQuest, though, I mean, usually when you see top lane Kennen, you're expecting, you know, literally just to play 4v4 or better for the rest of the game and let Kennen split push. I feel like AD Kennen wants to accomplish the same things, but getting there is a very different journey.
Yeah, it is, and it usually does require team effort and an early play being pulled off by either mid jungler roaming down bottom or teleport plus jungler roaming down bottom. Oftentimes when you see Fnatic, right, the classic AD carry team, AD carry Kennen team, they'll have one of these big plays where they bring multiple people down to the bottom lane early, you know, to get Reckless, to get that Kennen off to a big start and give him the extra push that you need from that AD carry role since you're getting less experience.
Well, coaches are going to shake hands and walk off the stage. We'll see what happens here in game one of what was one of last spring's most fun matchups. FlyQuest I think rise to the occasion of a lot of their big matches, and this is certainly one where they want to make it look good if they are going to fall down, and there's always possibilities.
Yeah, it is good to bring up the past because, you know, a lot of people have been talking about how this iteration of the FlyQuest versus Cloud9 rivalry is not quite as exciting due to the slow starts of these teams, but it actually even makes it that much more important. As Moon was talking about, you know, this is the difference really between sliding down the standings and having to dig your way out of a very big hole as you approach the end of summer, which is critically important in getting to Worlds. And both of these teams have those Worlds aspirations with several players that have gone in multiple years.
Would have been so close if it was last spring where the cut-off happened. Instead, these teams are battling to get themselves, again, back up to the top half of the standings. C9 looking to play for an even weekend if they win the series here. And FlyQuest, I believe, win number 2 is in sight. It's certainly been a rough start for both sides.
30 seconds.
Definitely true. You know, both teams kind of struggling to figure out their own problems and work through their own demons. As of right now, though, FlyQuest not going to have the balls on the split pusher as we expected. See how Wild Turtle does with this champion, because it's interesting. People have this kind of built-up persona for Wild Turtle, where they're always like, oh yeah, he's always flashing in, he's so aggressive, you know, he's really carefree and kind of reckless. It'll be interesting to see if they do, you know, once they get to the stage where they want the Kennen in the side lane, you know, how safe he does play and how much vision they can lend to him and help out with the split push strategy.
Well, right now, Moon is walking down towards the red buff by the looks of things. Might be a buff start there, or we could do some sort of extra crazy jungle stuff, but certainly a lot of help here from Elimination and Wild Turtle. I'm going to start leashing the red Moon. I think trying to do the Raptors first, so very greedy jungle start for FlyQuest.
Well, you say greedy, I feel like it's super helpful. I mean, it's the most help that you can possibly get from your bottom lane. The greedy part that you're referring to definitely comes into bottom lane sacrificing early push. I always look at it from the jungler's perspective, and I'm like, greedy, huh? Oh, this is perfect.
I mean, hey, man, I see Orianna throw 1Q on the Raptor pit, and I'm like, oh, really? Yeah. Do I have to be there? Yeah.
The problem is they actually didn't execute it perfectly. What your goal is with that start is to have Rengar finish off all of the small Raptors to get the level 2 before having to come over and clean up the rest of that red buff. Moon did miss out on one of the small Raptors, but there's no time. You don't get any extra time there because bottom lane has to leave to the bottom lane to go get those minions. So he had to go over to the red buff, and it was a little bit slower than usual since he wasn't level 2 and then had to go back to clean up the rest of the Raptors, but he's still going for the same plan.
Oh my god, straight up to Impact. Gonna get the leap again. No, barely misses it. As Impact will get slowed. Moon is going to flash forward. He really wants his kill. Under the turret, he goes for it. And he has first blood. He does die. So it's a trade.
Committed to that strategy.
Now Turtle may be rooted up. Good finding there from Smoothie on the Bard, but Toto holds on to his summoners and most of his life points.
All right, down bottom is the opportunity for Contracts to answer because he knows that Moon is in the fountain. Lemon Nation knows they're coming, but it's a little bit close.
All right, Cocoon misses, so Elimination stays safe for now. Contract's gonna wander down and see what camps they can fight. So watch this again. This was insanely fast gank from Moon.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of this strategy, right? And I was talking about how, oh, they could have executed a little bit cleaner. It ends up not mattering that he didn't finish up all the small ones and having to go back, and it was maybe 0.5 seconds slower or 1 second slower, but still got there in time for the leap, and you can tell once he made that flash, you're like, all right, he's dedicated to diving for this. He's going in to secure that first blood money and make his route worth it. In the end, you know, it's definitely debatable there as Balls does get to now have flash and teleport advantage. We'll see how this plays out in the top side and if Moon does continue to focus up on that top side.
Certainly in the spirit of FlyQuest to go straight for that, Moon had a smile on his face, so happy with the result, even if it wasn't ideal. Back on this bottom side though, Turtle and Lemon getting pushed in ever so slightly, but it's a pretty tough lane to get through for anyone, but it's pretty good landing spot and Sneaky able to bully nicely also.
Yeah, especially considering, you know, what you were talking about early when you were referencing the greedy part of it. They lost out on a couple of the early minions, so the free push was given over to the Cloud9 bottom lane, and, you know, Turtle Elimination have tried to battle back ever since that point after giving such a nice leash to their jungler.
It's looking fine though, so all's well and good there. Mid lane real quick. We did see high in the early levels pressuring, but it looks like everything is even back up there. And this is the expected revisit now for Moon. But Impact playing with a lot of respect because he, let's face it, he's expecting to get ganked again pretty soon.
Yep. Everybody knows it. His flash is down, his teleport is down. It's the perfect opportunity to bully. As of right now, though, Balls is doing just a fine job by himself, and he actually has the minions pretty much frozen right in the middle of the lane. Still last hitting there, and still taking down a few of them, but zoning Impact fairly decently, and has worked up a decent CS lead for himself after the kill.
Well, then that's great for Jensen, but High answers back. No ultimates here for either mid laners, so everyone's okay with all summoners remaining. It's like Contracts actually is gonna revisit this top side or go for the first time.
Now, this actually brings up a really interesting thing that I talked a little bit about at MSI, but junglers working around the level 6 spike on mid lane is incredibly powerful. And it's a really big way to blow the game open, especially in an Orianna Syndra matchup, you know, where the level 6 abilities are explosive. Syndra's ultimate instantly puts kill pressure on almost any lane that she is in. So if you communicate with your jungler the exact wave that you're hitting level 6, the exact minions, if you start that gank out before the other, you know, mid laner even has a chance, even if the difference is only one minion, having that spell available guarantees that you win, even if there's a counter gank there, even if it's a 2 versus 2. The extra power of a mid laner's first level 6 spell is enough to turn any battle.
Well, High is cleanseless, so Contract's gonna make some waves around here, but Gragas has already roamed down from the top side.
Yeah, both junglers coming.
Good stun. High misses his ultimate there from Syndra's. Contracts moved in for the cleanup. Now onto walls, but he's out of there.
Well, doesn't matter if the other mid laner does have their ultimate already if they miss it. And Jensen was able to just walk forward out of that shockwave to ensure that Cloud9 come out ahead in the 2 versus 2. Both junglers were, you know, attracted to mid lane right around that level 6. Or actually, that was not a jungler. That's Balls on the Gragas. It is a Gragas, but it's not the jungler. Balls with the attempted roam, not going to pay off for FlyQuest.
He's clutching his ulti too, so certainly the spirit of the gank is very similar. Triple Dorans would have made it quite potent, but a little too late, unfortunately. There's Jensen able to pretty quickly clean up High with some assistance.
And it's interesting because even though we, you know, pulled up that featured graphic here at the beginning and we talked about how Jensen has the second lowest jungle proximity, meaning that Contract spends the second least amount of time around mid lane of all the LCS junglers in average. This weekend, he has actually camped mid lane quite often. You know, yesterday we saw it a lot, and especially in the LeBlanc game, Cloud9 were able to earn a big advantage off that. And this game, he does make an early visit there, and it pays off once again.
So I think as well that they've maybe been building some synergy over time. It's been, you know, a split now they've been playing together. It does feel like the timings have been very good, and they're both mechanically sound players. So Jensen certainly, I think just feeling better about calling to his lane for resources, because you can tell that he feels like the carry of Cloud9 in so many situations. There's impacts onto Balls, just 20 CS behind, but he'll make a fight of it here. There is a jungle behind him, so Balls has to keep running away. He's got his ulti, he's got his flash. Ulti's away, Contracts gets slammed into the Cataclysm. Impact might have been flat forward for a butt. Remains safe for now. Smoothie nails high with the Bard ulti. Stun's gonna miss as high. Barely sidesteps out of the way, but the portal is through. The slows are there, and Jensen nabs a kill.
And that's what proactive plays will do for you. It's Cloud9 trying to pull off 2 ganks at the same time. Contracts goes for the gank on top side, and Smoothie gets his roam off from bottom to gank in mid lane at the same time, which means that Moon had to decide between, which lane do I try and go save right now, and ends up not getting either, plus blowing the Rengar ultimate. So FlyQuest already at a very big tempo disadvantage. You know, they're just kind of reacting to plays right now. Definitely behind after the way that this early game has gone.
Yep, manifested in a little gold lead for Cloud9. Also, they're 1,000 gold up right now. That 3-1 kill lead, and it's kind of fun to see again with the playmaker supports coming back. I think the support players in the NALCS that have shown a lot of success are doing a lot more roaming. We saw that pretty much all series yesterday between Ole and Smoothie.
Yeah, and remember that this is with 3 of those playmaking supports banned against Smoothie. They banned Blitzcrank, Thresh, and Rakan, and he goes over to the Bard, still no problem creating that early game pressure and getting off an effective roam towards mid lane.
Nikki didn't lose too much out of it either. A bit of pushing pressure, but still even on CS. And now Smoothie returns to the lane. Resets up the Coco for Sneaky in case Bud has to leave again. And I imagine when the ultimate's back ready for Bud, he'll be looking to make yet another play. Drake also being started here by C9. Jensen's going to shove mid lane, and Contracts with a control ward in the pit should be a very easy take of a nice early Infernal Drake.
Definitely very good news here for Cloud9 to continue the snowballing. Best snowballing Drake out there, and an easy pickup. But again, we return to the early moves that FlyQuest made were the top side. You know, their whole jungle start, everybody contributed to it. The bottom lane gave an extra lead. You know, High gave the Q you were talking about on the Raptors to start this out. And everybody put time into getting that first gank to the top side and killing Jarvan off. But, you know, there's been no return focus there. Even though Balls himself is doing a good job of using that time to get a CS lead. Down bottom, Cloud9 are looking to play.
Another great wild Turtle making rooted up here, but the stunner is landed to elimination. He explodes his Turtle. Who's going to be the next one? Sneaky with an easy double kill.
Yeah, very quick kills on both of those bottom laners for Cloud9. No time for the teleport to continue, and FlyQuest just can't keep up.
I mean, Jensen there so quickly just ghosted down, stun, ulti, and then back and ready to go. This first turret's going to go over to C9, and Sneaky with that double, only 5 career kills away from hitting 1,000 NALCS regular season kills. I'm glad to be back with yet another kill count. I was very sad yesterday when he didn't get there.
All right, well, surely going to do his best this time around. 2 early kills on Zaya is definitely going to go a long way. Moon, though, looking to make him pay for it.
Oh, no. Sneaky with no ultimate does have his flash, instantly uses it, but Moon's going to follow. Bowler going to miss, though. Another TP down from C9, might even turn it around, cancel that from Impact, but Sneaky, he's out scot-free.
Yeah, I think Balls used his ultimate to interrupt that, and they kind of communicated it during the end of the channel, so that's why we saw Moon, turn around to kind of keep up the chase, but since all his ferocity was gone and the empowered Bola did not hit, no chance of finishing up the kill onto Sneaky. And I don't think Impact even feels bad at that point for his teleport being interrupted.
Nope, trying to save his AD. Cooldown's not going to be too long, and keep landing here against Balls despite the CS deficit. Jarvan certainly putting some work in. I feel like Balls hasn't gone back in a little while. Does have 1,300 gold stocked up, but Triple Doran's Ninja Tower, he should feel pretty healthy in most exchanges.
Right now he's getting a little bit more jungle attention as well as he clears out the ward.
That's going to tilt the scales in the wrong way for FlyQuest. Contracts maybe lining up a dive here, but Moon is reacting to the play. So is Jensen, though. And Impact already a little too low to continue, maybe.
Yeah, he's extremely vulnerable. He does know that Rengar's ultimate is down since Moon just tried to use it onto Sneaky, but since Balls used his ultimate to interrupt the teleport and Moon used his ultimate to try and kill Sneaky, I think he feels just fine walking back.
Well, looks like High getting pressure once more here. Contracts also going to land. Jensen looks to line up the stun, but the cleanse might save High's life. Shockwave, he's going to move in, but Jensen just lets the ulti rip. There's the kill of Smoothie. Joins the lane again. It is a trade, though. Elimination able to take down Smoothie while Turtle on the chase, but gives it up pretty swiftly.
Yeah. He keeps his eye on the ball there. Shockwave nets all 3, and they almost got 2 kills out of it. Lemonation wasn't close enough to land his Ignite onto Jensen as well, which might have been enough to get that extra tick, an Ignite and an auto, but not quite there. And FlyQuest do answer back 1 kill, but again, they're still playing catch-up here.
Yeah, another roam actually on the balls. Impact going to commit the ulti. Balls forced to burn the flash. That Cena might even be swapping up the duel, and they already took the bottom out of turret, so we'll watch this mid lane play again. Such a great cocoon from Contract.
Yeah, I mean, Hai is walking around here, just gets to the edge, and Contract moves up to land the cocoon. So Cleanse comes out, but it doesn't matter, because all the DPS is still coming through for all the skills. All the skills still landed, and Jensen does flash out at the end there, so saves himself from that Ignite that we were talking about. Meanwhile, though, Cloud9, they are just on a mission this game. No time going to waste here. Another turret down for themselves. FlyQuest still have yet to get a single turret on the field, even though Wild Turtle right now in bottom lane is split pushing, and he's trying to get that turret down, trying to get some room to work with.
He's working on it, and I thought there from Balls actually does cut the wave off for a little while longer. Impact though, takes the next few hits, finishes return, and that's 2 quick turrets there for C9, who are playing a very impressive early game, keeping that pace right up. Turtle eventually is able to trade the bottom side, but like you keep saying, they're just too far behind. Hai with another good shockwave, but everyone's out through the portal.
Pretty slick escape here, and they should be able to go get the minion wave on bottom lane. Turtle was able to get that 1 turret though, so that's good news for FlyQuest, at least get some gold. It's definitely looking rough for them right now though, because even the classic that you would look for, Rengar engaging with the Orianna ball into a shockwave, is hard for them to pull off since Cloud9 are moving so quickly at the moment, and they've got such good deep vision.
Yeah, doing a good job kind of desyncing those cooldowns. Hai keeps having a shockwave defensively as FlyQuest onto the Rift Herald, trying to split the map up and stay on their strong side, but looks like Cloud9 going to force them off this as well. Contracts now coming around to smite that one away, and Moon doesn't have his smite, so this one's over to C9.
Yeah, FlyQuest are in the area, but again, they're too scared at the moment, and there's too much Cloud9 vision in that blue quadrant of the jungle. They see every member, so Cloud9 easily taking it up, and now they can use it to push down some turrets.
There might be mid-turret actually going down pretty quickly here. In fact, if you're going to start a kill, they can try and go again. Cocoon lands in, elimination. Dives over to Contracts. Turtle pops that play to their own king. Stun there onto Impact, but mid-turret's going to fall down. Rift Herald still being held onto.
Whew. This is kind of hard to watch, like the older brother just continually beating up the younger here. No possibility for FlyQuest to fight back. Those deep wards allow them to get a very quick pick-off there, and they don't even have to use the Rift Herald to get the turret.
I think we've certainly seen Cloud9 in games like this. They have really just accelerated the game and then converted their leads very well. So we are going to watch for that here, but FlyQuest, let's see if they can battle back down. About 4,000 gold already. Trying something here is Moon.
Go, younger brother!
Pops the ulti in onto Sneaky. Ulti's away. Featherstorm's back, but Moon dodges out of the way to the right. Might not be a dodge though as the commit's coming through. Impact, he's going to move down as Turtle defensively. Ultimate's Lemon also makes his way down as Hai, ready with the shockwave. C9 grouped together. Might be able to turn it around if they can find the right angle.
Yeah, Ocean Drake is available, but it looks like Moon, having expended the Rengar ultimate, heading back to base now, and FlyQuest, a swing and a miss there. And it looks like every miss they throw out is going to be another Cloud9 objective, starting up that Drake. They've got control wards in the river, so that should be free.
And Drake's very dead.
Do you have any siblings, Pastry?
I have 3 younger sisters, yes.
Okay, so you're the older brother.
I am. I do not beat up my sisters.
Okay.
Just so we're clear. Do you?
I have a younger brother.
Ah. So you do know that.
Never let him win anything. Much like Cloud9 not letting FlyQuest get any objectives in this game.
Another nice shockwave. Smoothie going to enter with the Bard ultimate. That forces the flash out of the mid laner of FlyQuest. Hai's going to be even more vulnerable next play.
Ooh, interesting little tale that we have here as the Balls is waiting for Impact to attack the defenseless Turtle. Will he take the bait?
Turtle's like, I'm going in.
Turtle's going to make him take it.
And Impact's like, I don't want to opt into this fight. I'll just go back to the minion wave.
Wow, that's actually pretty impressive too. You know, Cloud9 not as quick as they are, you know, snowballing this game and running out to a very early lead. They still did not, you know, overextend there, and Impact shows some restraint. Not overextending for the little Yordle.
Impact still down in CS. Paul's actually keeping that up nicely. Hasn't finished a major item just yet for Gragas, but shouldn't be too far away. He's kind of split the difference on early defensive itemization. Vantage is up for high as well, so that will offer some much needed protection versus all these skill shots flying his way. But it does delay his power for a little bit more, and Jensen, again, built up a very big lead. And talk through some of the guys from early Nomicon with extra is usually the point where every mid laner starts to take over.
With extra. There's a lot of extra on Cloud9 right now. So FlyQuest, name of the game, again, becomes you got to farm for late and ward defensively in your own jungle, hoping for someone to step into a trap.
Trap set, but Sneaky doesn't walk all the way in. Rift Tower now getting burnt down. So it looks like a seed onto the mid-tier 2 will start here. Impact is getting the bot wave going also.
Look at the Rengar, though, coming around from behind.
All right, trying to fight him on the Rift Tower. Let's see what happens. Ball's walked up in the front side. A Smoothie gets the kill. Moon leads on and does take down Sneaky in the backside as Turtle burns that ultimate down. But Jensen is going to chase in. Doesn't have his ulti yet. The Rift Tower is doing what work he can, but FlyQuest kind of dissipate that push.
The 4 versus 5 engage from FlyQuest only gets them the bad end of a 2-for-1 trade there. And that's just kind of the story of this game. So difficult for them to get anything back. A little bit of damage here on the Impact, though.
Flushed out of the way, and that's so much damage. Lemon Nation now ulted up by the stasis. Lemon, he's going to try and run away, but Smoothie's slowing him down. There's a double kill for Jensen, and the turret over to Cloud9.
Oh, my goodness. 5-0 on the Syndra now. The ultimate can pretty much one-shot anyone. We saw it already melt tanks up in that previous engage, and Cloud9 running all over Summoner's Rift. So here's another look at the 5v4 engage. Balls just gets absolutely obliterated before Moon even got to jump in. Then he too goes down, Jensen using the ultimate on him, and whole backline has to retreat to try and clean up that Rift Herald who was killing the turret while they were trying to engage. Not to mention Impact, whole time was pushing bottom lane.
Yeah, it feels like I can never mention Jensen without mentioning the completed item, without mentioning the next component he's finished. So Leandry's now done, and the Phoenix Codex is next.
Always got the little extra.
Exactly. So we'll see if some gameplay happens. I'm hoping Jensen just walks up to an AD and clicks the ultimate button just to see how much damage it does. Certainly a weapons test at FlyQuest I'm not happy to be participating in, but doesn't appear particularly voluntary at this moment.
Yeah, that's a rough one. Test this weapon out, and you're going to be the target.
Well, blue buff over to Jensen as well. C9 again is taking full control of the map. No need to worry about Drake. It's not up for a little while longer as the ulti by Impact actually going to go in onto Hive. Moon going to dive back in. That is a kill for FlyQuest as Contract repels out of the way. Great double stun for Smoothie. Forces High to cleanse out. Shockwave hits one. Smoothie back into the team. And dead there to Balls as the ulti is going to melt that tank to C9. Again, 2-for-1, but still going through. Contract with a great stun. He's going to try and take down High. Does grab the assassination, but Wild Turtle with a bevy of stuns chain CT's Contracts down.
Ooh, the final boss is still up, though. The DPS members of Cloud9, Sneaky and Jensen. Looks like FlyQuest kind of want to push open this advantage. They have a slight numbers advantage, and they won't, have many opportunities like this. You have to be so scared, though. This is a 6-0 now, Syndra, even without ultimates and a numbers advantage. Still, you have to be so wary of that stun. All right, here's the initiation, and what a turnaround here from FlyQuest. Balls and Moon were waiting on that control ward for the turnaround. This was a trap that they were able to set. Good ultimate here. Initially gets the flash out of Smoothie, and that allows High to land that shockwave. Somebody on the front line's got to go down, though. Who's going to get hit with the Syndra ultimate? That's the one who's going to have to die. It ends up being Balls this time around. Then Contract flashes for the extra kill, but Wild Turtle is there to pick up the counter.
Like you said, the strong members do stay alive for C9, so no objectives really taken on the play for FlyQuest, but I mean, they are trying engages. This is something they were known for, just keep going until something sticks.
Exactly, and again, it's the warding defensively, control wards in your brush, and trying to set up for these numbers advantage, counter plays, these little traps. Another trap has been sprung, but that is on a solo tank, so in fact, going to be able to slide right out.
I'm going to try his hand at jungling, takes down the Scardo Crabble, needs one more. Should be able to grab it there. C9 looking to get vision over that left-hand side of the map. Mountain Drake, is up in 15 seconds. And Impact is running down the bot side to keep Balls away from the pit. C9 should be able to take the Dragon very, very quickly. So Fly going to have to get there soon. And given that they're not there right now, should be conceding this over to C9.
Yeah, this is getting really scary because the extra Mountain Drake, they already are so fed on their damage dealing members. Cloud9 can take the Baron very quickly, and even if FlyQuest come out to try and check the Baron, there is an Elite stun you have to watch out for, the Syndra stun you have to watch out for, and the Bard ultimate, setting up this Cloud9, pick possibility. If they get control of the Baron area, it's extremely risky for FlyQuest, and they kind of just have to, make a decision. Are they going to commit to an all-in around the Baron pit, or try and defend at inhibitor turrets, both of which are very kind of low percentage plays and pretty risky considering the state of the game.
Well, looks like people are just spending some money. Jensen goes back. He's got a Banshee's Veil now at about 2,200 gold to spend, so still feeling strong. Over 50 CS ahead of his lane opponent right now. High still hasn't finished his Morellonomicon, although it's not too far away. I think he's got almost the money for it now. Sneaky also 2.5 items. Impact with his damage items, so now moving into that stone plate. And of course, the full damage release is still a thing. Contracts with almost 2 completed items after his jungle. So again, just kind of looking quickly through the items, you can see how behind FlyQuest are reflected in the gold that they are currently down, about 7,500 at this point.
Exactly, and what you want to do when you have this type of lead for Cloud9 is get your bottom pressure first, and then you can start to do all that work around the Baron pit vision, around the mid lane, pushing this one in. FlyQuest did a good job of getting a lot of wards down though, so that process of Cloud9 trying to clear out the entire blue quadrant jungle and the river and the Baron pit might actually take more than one trip. Even though they have 3 control wards in inventory and 1 sweeper left to use, FlyQuest did a lot of work there, putting down wards. And
unfortunately for Fly, the person with the Ice Stone to try and get the wards down is Lamination, who will die to a stiff breeze from Cloud9 at this point. And looks at C9 just onto the Baron, and there's no chance for FlyQuest to get here.
Yep, as we said, incredibly fed, plus the Mountain Drake adding to the speed of that Baron kill. Cloud9 now, all that's left is to push in with the Baron buff on these Siege Dub minions, and FlyQuest looking to make that play at the turret. You want a perfect Gragas ultimate to try and knock someone into the turret while the other teammates away from it. The problem is there are 2 Banshee's Veils on Cloud9, so we'd either have to knock those off first, or just look for the kill on Sneaky, who has an ultimate that could outplay.
I just fear for Elimination. He's level 10.
Yeah.
Jensen's level 16. That is a ridiculous difference.
It's definitely that case where Syndra doesn't even have to have any previously existing spheres, just R onto Elimination and probably dead.
Well, gets the Banshees off of High as Impact is getting things going in the mid lane. C9 going to move over and continue this siege. Good ulti actually just clips High, opens up the turret, and now High going to get left on. Forced to flash away his Impact, dives into the backside of the fight. Aegis pop, gives himself the shield, but he does go down to Turtle. C9 maybe a bit too far forward, but the damage deals start to clean it all up. Jensen gets an easy one. Sneaky chases down balls and barely misses that kill. 2-1 favorite Cloud9. Impact giving up his life for it.
Yeah, I mean, Balls escaping in the end there actually gives them a tiny bit of hope, but oh no!
Yeah, Contracts, all hopes dashed as Turtle goes down to yet another Elise assassination. Balls might make it a trade. High is here. And there's a stun landing in. Oh my goodness, so much damage as Jensen goes legendary. And they still got the inhibitor they came for.
All right, 26.5 minutes here. Cloud9 should be able to get the other one as well. Inhibitor turret number 2 does go down, and they leave the FlyQuest base in ruins.
Well, time to go back, spend even more of their gold. They're almost 13,000 gold ahead now at this stage.
Let's take another look at the initiation here. So Smoothie nails High with the Bard ultimate, allowing them to finish off the turret first. So there's really good timing on throwing that ultimate, right? The turret is low enough that you can finish it off in a couple of autos, and then still try and follow up on the Bard ultimate initiation. After that, it's very easy for Impact to just get everybody in the Cataclysm, and then Jensen and Sneaky have a very easy time of throwing DPS through.
And it just keeps getting worse here. Sneaky now with an Infinity Edge added in. Void stuff finished for Jensen, so kind of big ticket damage items for the carries now out for C9. And there really just is one section of the map to work on. This mid inhibitor is not going to last particularly long, and C9 really just have the bottom lane to get going here. Still with Baron buff for 50 seconds as well, so may even end the game within the buff if they want to press far forward, and they played a pretty quick pace so far.
Definitely true. They're keeping it up here. Impact, he would be the one to face check. See, FlyQuest, they still have the hope here. They're on a control ward, setting a trap, and
face check for Smoothie. Portals out of the way. he had the flash towards that one, but does get to safety. Poor Zyra plans get destroyed by Syndra.
Yeah. At this point in the game, that's pretty much all you can do. There's like 2 brushes left outside of your base. Go to the brush, put a control ward down, hope that the support face check.
Should have picked Ivan. Make some brush in the base. That's C9.
Yep, nobody will suspect they're in this random brush inside my inhibitor.
Like a shell game, you just make a lot of different brushes and have to figure out which one you're hiding in. Well, minute hip goes down. C9 with the last of their Baron buff do get 2 inhibitors out of the deal. 35 seconds to the next strike. It'll be Infernal number 2 in case they needed more AP and AD on their carries.
They do not.
No, absolutely not. But they may very well get some here. In fact, might not even bother. Little extra Baron there for Contracts, who has the extension in the Mastery. But not enough to take this whole turret down, as FlyQuest are going to defend their base for as long as they possibly can.
Yeah, I do wonder how safe Cloud9 are going to be, because with 2 lines of super minions coming in, they can just keep up this siege. Sometimes we'll see teams back off and go clean up all those objectives you're talking about and kind of clean the map, but we really want to see teams, when they're in this position, push it as cleanly as possible and as quickly as possible. Cloud9 are doing that, cutting inside the base.
No need to get the Drake. If something goes wrong, I'm sure they'll get it anyway. And now C9 just want to take all the inhibitors down. This one is already available because the turret did fall pretty quickly, and FlyQuest kind of need to go already. We'll see if they pick a fight. Smoothie, good ulti, finds high. Next turret's exposed. Elimination, goodbye. As Jensen still again legendary. Balls taking some damage. Impact, moving the Cataclysm back in as ultis just fly through that piece of terrain. I mean, they got a couple kills here and there, but the Nexus is now open. C9 just too far ahead, and they'll take game 1 over FlyQuest. Whenever they feel like hitting the Nexus, they were trying to pad the stats one more.
Definitely a commanding victory from Cloud9 in the opener here.
And again, nice to see. Strong early game from Cloud9, able to convert cleanly into that mid game. I mean, they played that super heavy pick composition earlier in the weekend versus Immortals, and that first game looked so good from them. This game, a lot more standard, definitely some teamfight built in, but plenty of good pick tools. I feel like Elise is just such a strong jungler generally, but for Contracts, particularly given the mid laner he wants to gank for and how Cloud9 are currently playing, they almost always build 2 or 3 pick tools into recent comps, and there's a reason they have a lot of success with it.
Yep, a lot of crowd control coming through, and it was utilized pretty effectively. I have to say, on top of that, the setup that we did around the mid lane and playing off of that lane, the Syndra, so many early kills here going over to Jensen. He actually never died, 11-0-5 on the Syndra in this game. And it's funny because once you get to that break point of you got enough early kills that your ultimate is going to guarantee kill someone in the team fight, and then he just keeps racking them up, and their front line played very effectively as well.
Certainly looking great. They will actually have a look at some of the engagers in just a few moments as we'll break the game down here. I mean, Cloud9, the early game they took over, but kind of this mid-game fight we're about to see. 90 minutes in Fly. I mean, Fly try and do something here. Again, this is a team that wants to use their tools, but C9 just a little too far ahead here.
Right, and this was kind of their best opportunity at this point, engaging a 4 versus 5, and Cloud9, just look at that return damage. You're talking about the Syndra, right? Immediately blowing up the Rengar after they had already taken down Gragas there. It got to that point very early on where even in a 5 versus 4, they have enough damage to obliterate FlyQuest, and they didn't even have to call Impact up from Split Push.
No, again, you saw roams on FlyQuest, you saw the early jungle from Moon, but it kind of didn't all matter. And once again, the mid lane focus on Cloud9 results in this. We're going to have a little montage of just how much blowing of people up Jensen did this particular game, because everyone was feeling it.
Right, this was earlier on, and Hai was focusing on getting his Shockwave, so he got some counter kills there, but the money that kept on going over to Jensen really got him to that break point. Continue to see the highlight roll here. Definitely deserving of his player of the game.
Yep.
We mentioned as well the stats that he's been able to rack up, even in their losing games this season. He pretty much tops the charts for all of the categories for mid laners at the moment.
Yeah, I think, 11-0-5 was oddly similar to the scoreline in the Immortals game where they lost that third one. They had 1 death and the scoreline's about the same. So, Jensen been overperforming almost all year long, but another great start to the summer. I think C9 just trying to figure out how to get it all together. and then push it through to an even better performance. I mean, finishing second, you think most teams would be happy, but this is a team very hungry to win and then really show up at Worlds. They're already looking ahead to the end of the year.
And, as much as Jensen is deserving of all this credit he's getting, I do want to highlight the moves from contracts and from Smoothie that we're seeing, because jungle and support, so often, go a little bit under the table as they're setting up all these things and they're the ones creating plays for the carries to get fed. Contracts, early visits in the mid lane, both set series that they've had this weekend, and then Smoothie as well. With that Bard roaming up to the mid lane, he was the one who really started Jensen going early too.
Yeah, no, that tree has looked amazing, but we are stepping away. After the break, we'll see if Cloud9 can close out the series or if FlyQuest can bring us Game 3. Don't touch that browser.